how did Federer lose that match? Welcome to the slice, folks. This is an unedited, unfiltered version because I'm on the road, like I said, but I had to give a reaction for you guys because this is the biggest upset that's happened in tennis this year, maybe in the last 2 years. Federer was up 2-0 against Kevin Anderson, and I wake up and he's like, I think they're on serve in the third set. Federer gets a match point, routine win. I'm like, I've seen this a million times. Kevin Anderson saves a match point, no big deal. But like, and then he wins the set. I'm like, that's inconvenient. But Federer's gonna pull it out. No, third set, Anderson wins it in like half an hour, and all of a sudden the Eagle, Kevin Anderson, the South African Eagles, playing a freaking unreal, and he's just like playing way more confident, and Federer's tightened up, and Federer's serve was the only thing that was working for him today. It seemed like in the set, like when I was watching, his serve was unreal. He served 70% first serves in, guys, which means that you're gonna win. Like if you can serve that high percentage in, you're probably gonna win the match, and he somehow didn't. Like he couldn't break. That's like the thing. He could not break in the last 3 sets. It was just like he had so many chances too. He was like love 30 or 15-30 on Anderson's serve a bunch of times. Couldn't get it done, and it's just like a thing I've always noticed with Federer is he needs so many break points often to break people, but today he's tightened up in those big moments, and it's crazy to see the most winning player in tennis history to see him tighten up like that and just get nervous. But it's like his time has got to come. I'm not saying that he's done or anything. He could win Wimbledon next year for sure, but like these victories, like these losses make sense. Like it shows that these guys are human and that it's not just the most when they're winning so consistently, pulling out these matches. That's not normal. Like losing to a guy like Kevin Anderson who's playing the match of his life, playing unreal, that's normal. And just because like on grass, it's like losing coming back from 2 sets down. Like the sets go quick, and like if you can't break people like a big hitter like Anderson, like you're in big trouble. And at the end there, like just in the 5th set when it was like not 8-all, and then Federer would go up, he seemed like he would hold it easily, go up, almost break, not break, hold it easily, go up, almost break, not break, and then it's just like how many times can this happen? And then all of a sudden Anderson plays good return game. Federer doesn't get a lot of first serves in, and he breaks, and then it just seems like there's no way Federer's breaking Anderson at that point. So brutal day for Federer. It must be so awkward in the locker room after. Like I don't know what Federer's coaches or team or wife does when he walks off the court. Like I wonder what the first thing they say is like, like it's just messed up. Also, like, so all congrats to Kevin Anderson and his team. Amazing performance today, Kevin Anderson. You deserve to win that match because you played better in the big moments and you really grinded it out. That was unreal. Brutal loss for Federer. He will never forgive himself for that. But like, what? There's a couple weird things about this. Why were they on court 1? Federer is not on center court at Wimbledon when he's won it 8 times, 20 majors, #1 seed in the tournament. Like that makes no sense. And like honestly, that's a thing in Federer's mind. I'm not making an excuse, but that is disrespectful. Again, like what? Could you imagine Rafael Nadal not being on the center court at the French Open? No. I just don't understand how that is possible. Like Djokovic and Kei Nishikori on center court instead of Federer and Anderson. Like, I get it that Kei Nishikori is huge in Asia because he's Japanese. Oh, I forgot that he was Japanese, and I said that in my last video. Everyone's like, I can't believe you forgot that. I'm like, I don't care. I care about Kei Nishikori, but like, how is he not on center court? Like that's his domain. Like you're taking him out of his domain into the courts where he never plays anymore, and putting him up a guy who's hungry like the Eagle Kevin Anderson, and then that sets him up for a huge upset. Brutal. Also, why wasn't his forehand was not? He felt like he couldn't hit winners. Like I felt like Federer could not get winners on this court. It must have like it looked slower. Like you watch old Wimbledons. There's like so many long rallies in this match that. And Federer just couldn't put away his forehand. It was weird. Anyways, brutal loss for Federer. Congrats to Kevin Anderson. The tournament is wide open on the top. Either Kevin Anderson, Raonic, or Isner is going to be in the final. And you know what? Whichever one of those guys gets in the final, not looking forward to that from the guy who gets in the bottom half. If that's Nadal, if that's Djokovic, if that's Del Potro, yeah, that's going to be a tough match. We might see a brand new Grand Slam winner. And I kind of hope it's Raonic. That'd be cool. But also Kevin Anderson would be sick to see. I don't want Nadal to win. Like, that's just my personal opinion. But if I had to guess a favorite now, you really got to see what happens in this Del Potro Nadal match. But Djokovic is looking hot out there, not going to lie. Djokovic is looking bad. He's looking like old Djokovic. And don't be surprised if he makes it to the final and wins. So, this is the slice on the Federer loss. Can't believe it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe or don't subscribe or unsubscribe because, it's a sad day for the slice and it's a sad day for tennis. Roger Federer fans. And yes, I'm a Roger Federer fan. I'm allowed to be a fan. Why am I have to be this robot who's unbiased and impartial? That's not me. That's not the slice. So if you don't like that, unsubscribe. But I love you. Thank you for watching my videos. And I'm going to keep doing my thing because Federer losing is not the end of the world. He will be back another day. And Federer's coming out to win this U.S. Open in the fall. Mark my words. But Kevin Anderson, the Eagles, probably going to win Wimbledon because he played unreal today. And if he keeps that up, he's a tough man to beat.